So not technically married, but getting married in a few weeks. I, F24, and my fiancé, M24, have been together almost 7 years now, but we have known each other for longer since we went to school together. Anyway, it was Spirit Week before Christmas break in our senior year of high school, and the student government had done a candy cane gram fundraiser. I was in homeroom when I got the note asking me out on a date signed by what I thought was my now fiancé. To be fair, I was a bit too excited at the time and didn't acknowledge that there were multiple handwritings on the note. He was almost always late getting into school, so I found him on his way in, showed him the note, and excitedly said, "You want to go on a date?" To which he gave me the most confused look, in part because he had woken up maybe a half hour ago, was a full class period late, and then promptly bombarded by a girl he only somewhat knew, and said, "What?" I then showed him the note again and said, "You asked me out." He then told me he didn't send me that note, but me being 17 at the time and not wanting to accept, someone was making a joke at my expense, said, "Well, do you want to go out?" He said, Sure." And over the Christmas break, we had our first date when I was waiting for him to pick me up for the date. My sister did a tarot card reading for me to kill time and so she could practice. The whole reading was about how I was going to go on this great love journey. I was definitely not ready to hear that an hour before my first date with the first and only boy I have ever dated, but there I was, sitting in his car trying not to visibly panic over cosmic fate. Obviously the date went well and we have had many after as our wedding approaches. I keep reflecting back to where we started standing awkwardly at his locker to now sharing our awkwardness for the rest of our lives. To the people who sent the note, you may have done so as a joke to get a laugh at me, but I'm getting married and you're still single, so who really won here? Info, people who sent it had put me in situations where I didn't really understand that I was the joke and really embarrassed me in the process. When I got the note on the candy cangram asking me out, I was honestly too excited to even really check it because my fiancé was and still is a dream come true. So I really wanted nothing more at the time than to believe. For the people asking how I know the people that sent the note are still single, they're very active and public on social media, so it wasn't hard to find out. I also still talk with some of my old classmates who have filled me in. Just to be clear, I don't really care that this is how we started. I more think it's ironic and now I can laugh about it.
The Scredit Stories 102 is here. Need to support my channel? Please hit the subscribe button.